In this video, I am going to tell you how I managed to convert my complete workflow from 3 applications to 1. And that one piece of software is absolutely free. My name's Inwills, and welcome to the In Crowd. Hello and welcome back to another video. If you don't know me, my name's Inwills and I am a small content creator and streamer based in the United Kingdom who produces content on productivity and organization to support my fellow small content creators out there. So if you find this video or any of the videos on my channel helpful, then please consider liking, commenting and subscribing. It really does help the channel and it allows me to increase the reach of these videos. So hopefully I can support more small content creators. Can anybody else hear that magpie outside? It's good job I'm a vegetarian, otherwise it would be shot. 3, 2, 1. So that program that allowed me to go from using 3 pieces of software to 1 is called ClickUp. And I have to say right here at the beginning that although there was some initial discussions about ClickUp sponsoring this video, it didn't happen. But I love the program so much that I still wanted to share it with you all. So this is not sponsored. No sponsor up there or anything. So as a small content creator, there are 3 things that I keep in my mind when I'm looking to engage with a new piece of software or application. The first is time, the second is budget, and the third is ease of use. So part of being a small content creator is that I actually create the content and share it among various social platforms, as well as having a part-time job. And because of this, I need to ensure that any software or application that I'm engaging with allows me to do things quickly, it needs to be accessible on mobile devices and the web, and it needs to adapt well to my workflow. And so I'm never looking for something that is going to change the way I work, probably something that I can accommodate into my existing workflow, because I'm very happy about how it's going and it works well. The program or application also needs a small learning curve because I don't have the time to spend lots of days learning how to use a new program. And of course, it has to be preferably free or cost very little. I don't make much on my content creation. Well, sometimes nothing at all. So I need to keep my overheads low, and hence why I'm always looking for free versions. So before moving to ClickUp, I used to have 3 applications that were embedded into my workflow. My task manager of choice was Asana, and I'll link to a video somewhere that I created about how I use Asana. My content organization, like descriptions, images, ideas, etc., were all based in Trello. And again, there is a video somewhere around here that you can watch. And then finally, I use Notion, and I use Notion for my scripts, to house some of my ideas and, well, any bit of writing that I needed to do. So together they would make what I would class as my productivity suite of applications. And then it was purely by accident that I came across ClickUp. I was watching an influencer's video, somebody who has helped me a huge amount. It's Modern Millie. check out her channel. She's so helpful, and she is an Instagram influencer. And I saw it on one of her videos, and I thought, I'm going to have a look at this. And well, I actually found that the program actually had the capacity to do the job of all of those previous pieces of software and applications. So it would do my task managing, it would allow me to organize ideas and posts, and it would allow me to write scripts. Now, at this point, I'm only going to give you an overview of ClickUp and how it fits into my current workflow. But in future videos, I'm going to start digging down and starting to unpick my actual workflow and how I use ClickUp. So first up, let's talk about task managers and how I use these to support my workflow. So ever since reading Getting Things Done, the book by Richard Allen, I've been a bit of a productivity freak. And I have always needed a piece of software that allows me to add tasks to it and to fit into my workflow, allow me to capture and organize and review, and preferably free. Now, I have gone through a lot of other task managers, things, OmniFocus, and Evernote, but eventually I came to Asana. Now, I have used both Notion and Trello as well as my task managers, but every time I've used another program before I came to Asana was that they didn't quite meet all my criteria. So, for example, I needed things like recurring tasks and subtasks, and Asana allowed me to be. Asana is a fantastic task manager, but ClickUp is as well, and it links my other ideas and my other parts of my workflow together. So the first thing that I really like about ClickUp is that it allows me to prioritize and to order and to add reoccurring tasks. It allows me to put subtasks into projects and also checklists, and to run progress bars so I can see how things are increasing, how far along I am on my task list. Now, you can also add tags to tasks and also group them into various areas. So for example, I could have an area with all my productivity videos and ideas, and another area for my podcast, etc. Now, I have to say, I mentioned small learning curves, and one of the things that I did struggle with to start off with was the hierarchy system of ClickUp. So ClickUp has spaces, folders, and lists rather than things like projects. But once you get this in your head, you soon unpick where everything needs to be. Now, just to let you know, there is a limited number of spaces available on the free account, but this actually allowed me to really focus down on what the specific spaces that I actually needed were. So the other great feature about ClickUp is that I could import everything from Asana. So once everything came in from Asana, I actually ran the two applications together for a month. And this allowed me to see things that hadn't quite come across in the import, or things that weren't reoccurring naturally. And during that month, I ran both applications together, but now I've moved completely over to ClickUp and I don't use Asana anymore. Asana is a great project task manager, so do check that out as well. But yeah, ClickUp is where I'm firmly situated. And one of the things I really loved about ClickUp, and I actually didn't think I would like it to start off with, but it's become a godsend to me for my task manager, is that it has what's known as the home dashboard. And on this dashboard, you can see your calendar or your agenda down one side about what's happening in the day, what things, tasks have been scheduled to do, etc. It also at the bottom has the tasks that are assigned today, but also overdue tasks and next tasks. And then as you move up, there's a trending task that I wish I could get rid of, actually, because there's only me using it. So I don't have a team, obviously. So, but that's there. But right up at the top, you have this bar that you can drag tasks to, that you can give priority to and say, you must do this. There's also something down at the bottom called the tray that you can put tasks in as well. But more about those in a future video. So with all my tasks in ClickUp, I said a fond farewell to Asana, but I still had Trello and Notion on the go. And unless ClickUp could meet the needs and my requirements that I need from those two programs, then I would not be moving. Okay, let's talk about cards and scheduling. Now, before we go over any further, I just noticed that if I just move to one side, this is my aromatherapy device that actually changes color and fills the room with pleasant smells. And I just realized that it was working since as I recording. So if you saw wisps of smoke coming out, then don't worry, I'm not on fire. Okay, so let's talk about cards and scheduling. So what I used before ClickUp was Trello, and this was basically where the magic happened. Trello was the place for all my ideas and for organizing my publishing my content. Now, I'm one of those strange people that actually like my content to be as cards, and on each card I can put the descriptions in, etc., and then move them along columns as they go between actually being an idea, being in progress, to be ready, to be scheduled, to be completed. And then I really like that idea of cards, and so I really wanted that to be in ClickUp as well. And yeah, ClickUp has that card view. It has the Kanban view as well, but you can swap between different views. And this was something that I tried to get used to in Notion, but never actually really got to grips with it. But in ClickUp, it's really easy. You can just change and create new views that you need. I do like color in my organization application, and I found that ClickUp allowed me to color the tasks so I can see them quite clearly, what's happening and when. Now, beforehand with Trello, within each card, I would put the content that I was producing. I would put the title, the description, or the idea, and even upload images to it. Now, Trello allowed me to have checklists, but I really did miss the idea of subtasks, and also this idea of this is the subtask that I need to do next within this whole project. And that relates back to getting things done, sort of like mentality. So what I ended up doing was using Trello for the card with the information, but then putting the tasks into Asana. And this was a real issue because I had to keep flicking between. But with ClickUp, on the card, as well as all that metadata that I can have and that information, I can also have the tasks as subtasks. So I can actually create that and not move between two different programs, just be all on one. And ClickUp also has templates. So if I ever wanted to start a new video project, then or write a new script or anything, then ClickUp has those templates that I can just use straight away. So you can schedule these cards or these list items to actually notify you when to actually publish. And that's what I used to do with Trello. They used to have a notification. It used to ping on my mobile devices. And then I used to actually share them across the internet or social media platforms. Now, I have to say that ClickUp does that as well. So you can have notifications when times are, due dates or due times are up. But just to let you know, I am using I never heard of this program before, to sort of like schedule everything, called Metricool. And I did a video somewhere on this, so do go and check that out. And they did sponsor me for that video, so there's some nice affiliate links and a code in there if you're interested on that. So yeah, so all my cards and scheduling easily moved between Trello into ClickUp. And yeah, you can probably guess you can import directly from Trello into ClickUp as well. So I now had ClickUp with Asana in it and Trello in it, and there was only Notion to go. Could ClickUp actually cope with Notion? So although you might not think it, I'm actually reading a script at the moment, and I'll have to invest in a teleprompter at one point if I really want to, go further with this, because I find the script is just below my camera, so sometimes I'm looking down. So that's what I'm looking at. But the whole thing is scripted, and what Notion had a very clear defined area of my workflow, and that was scripting. So all my both my podcasts that I produce and all my YouTube videos were scripted on Notion, and then I used to keep on there the thumbnail, etc., and also a record of what I've done and when I've done it. And to be honest with you, I never got to grips with Notion. I always found it very difficult to engage with, and I think it's because it allows you to change things at a base level, and I didn't have the time as a small content creator to learn that, and so a lot of the time I was just floundering away. Anyway, when I came over to ClickUp, I've realized that ClickUp has the option for scripts completely. You can do it. It's completely covered. Okay. And it actually uses the same / commands as Notion does. And I'm not that technically minded, so I don't know what that is. But for example, I can do /H2 to get a header and things like that. And all the banners are the same and the colors. So what I ended up doing was that I would have my card, say for this video, I would have all the research and the metadata in the description part of the card. And then what I would do is add a document, and ClickUp has the ability to add documents into each task or card. Now these documents can be used as a template, so you can have a template for it and then bring it across, and it can also have sub pages within that template. So for example, for the supporters on Patreon and Ko-fi, every week I write a little short blog, and you can see here that it's got the title, and then each one of those blogs is a sub page. So this really allowed me to add my script to the card. And so what I actually had in beforehand, when I had 3 applications running, I had everything on ClickUp. I had the ideas, the title, the metadata. I could schedule the post. I could have subtasks and checklists with progressions, but I also had documents and images and anything else that I wanted to put into that card. And yeah, all that content was in one place. Again, I carried on using Notion for the month, and then eventually I moved across to ClickUp. And that's it. My move to ClickUp was complete. And at this point, I would say to each and every one of you watching this video, choose the applications, the software that you work best with, because rather than, and I was a great one for this, looking at other people and trying to use Notion or Trello however people used it. And really and truly what you need to do is find the program that is best for you. I found ClickUp. I find it very helpful and supportive of my workflow, but have a go at it. And if you don't like it, move on. And that, I think, is really, really important. ClickUp will not be for everyone, but hopefully, sharing how I use it and why I use it might help your own productivity. So what I will be making in the future are videos about little various areas of ClickUp, how I use the task manager, the documents, etc. And there's loads of content. So yeah, please do come back and have a look at that. And I can safely say ClickUp, I have a mantra for my workflow, and that is always that I want to be working efficiently, i.e. quickly, but also effectively. And I always keep those 2 words in my head. So yeah, apply that to your own workflow and see where the gaps are. And yeah, by all means, come across and try a bit of ClickUp. And that's it. End of another productivity organization video. Please, if you have any questions, then do put them in the comments below. I always try to answer all the questions and or comments, and I think that's one of the great things about being a small content creator. I don't have loads to actually answer. And yeah, don't take my word for it that ClickUp is absolutely brilliant. Go across, have a go at it. It has a free version that I am using at the moment. So just head over to the website, download it and see how you're doing. In future videos, I'll be giving you that behind the scenes. Ow, I just banged my finger on my table. I'll be giving that behind the scenes look at how I use ClickUp to maintain that consistency with my content and also to make it efficient and effective. I hope you found this video helpful, and yeah, do come back and spread it around if you have. Until next time, stay positive and productive, and I'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.